we had series of dates fixed for this particular occasion, as Dr. Olumide Ajayi will testify. He will attest to the fact that there was a particular occasion that His Excellency, the former president, would be available and the governor wouldn't be available, and vice versa. It kept on like that until we were able to agree on this particular day and date, which is today. But we all know that man proposes, but God does what? God disposes. And that is why neither the former president nor the executive governor is here present today. But His Excellency extends his courtesies, his regrets, and more importantly, his felicitations to the graduates of today. And he says, I should say, congratulations. His Excellency, the former Executive President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Baba, Chief Olusegun Aremu Okikiola Obasanjo, GCFR, very ably represented by the Deputy Chief Coordinator of the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta in Ogun State. You are comfortable, you are in Ibadan. And once given to you, nobody can take it away from you. It's also consolidated, particularly by the stamp and seal of his executive governor, the Governor of Oyo State. Yes or no? Supported by all the graduates. So you are free. The Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the man who owns a very unique position in the structure of the country. He has 36 states under him. He has deputy governors in those 36 states. He also has regions under his command, under his purview. So you can see he seems to have the broadest base in Nigeria, although he doesn't have a particular state ascribed to him as governor. The Central Bank governor, very ably represented by Ajia Adiza Maina. You are most welcome to, do I say formally, to Oyo State in general and in particular to Ibadan. By the time you leave here today, we will formally give you and honorably present to you the citizenship key of Oyo State and Ibadan in particular. I hope you will support me for that. I say this because while we were responding as states or state governments to the advertised expression of interest by the Central Bank of Nigeria for the establishment of the Entrepreneurship Development Centre, she held a very key and vital position. She was the Iron Lady in that particular structure. So we say welcome to Oyo State formally. I'd like to also recognize the representatives of their excellencies, the Governor of the State of Osun, the Governor of Ondo State, the Governor of Ogun State, and indeed the Governor of Lagos State, as well as possibly in absentia, the Governor of Ekiti State, whose states actually competed very favorably to, and very fiercely for that matter, for the hosting of the Southwest Entrepreneurship Development Centre. But all the time we were competing and attending meetings and interviews, they had forgotten that Oyo State remains their mother and father any day. And once you have parents will surely, they may not have new dresses, but they will have many more rags than dresses, which will be more important in their wardrobes than the new dresses. So the strategy of acquiring rags, what was we used in Oyo State to prevail on the Central Bank of Nigeria to win the location of the EDC in Ibadan, which again remains the commercial nerve center of the southwest of Nigeria, the capital of the old western region, the capital of Western State, the capital of old Oyo State, and again the capital of the present Oyo State. So, where are we? We thank Almighty God for this particular feat, which is in accordance with the restoration agenda of the present government of Oyo State, very ably led by His Excellency Senator Abiola Ajimobi. I'm sure that deserves a round of applause. Remember, for those of us who are not aware, that Oyo State is popularly referred to as what? The Paysetter State. And 99.9% of why it is regarded as a Paysetter State is founded here in Ibadan. As such, when this government came into power in 2011, it started by saying it was going to, and it will restore the lost glory of the state. Hence, what we call the restoration agenda. I'm not playing politics. But as everybody will see and attest to, we have restored that lost glory, and to the glory of God, it will remain permanent in Oyo State. I'd like to also recognize the top corporate, public, and private sector organizations whose leadership are either present or very adequately represented here today. You have the chairman of the microcredit scheme of Oyo State representing the governor. And you must know why. There is emphasis on credit, on microcredit. And that's why she is the round peg in the round hole to represent the governor here today. You are welcome, madam. My brother is also here, the chairman of the technical committee of the EDC, Mr. Fatoki, who is the executive secretary of the Bureau of Investment Promotions, Public-Private Partnership of the Oyo State government. I'd like to formally welcome you again. Somebody was there earlier, I'm not sure she's still there, Ms. Folakemi Akile. I hope she's still there. You should stand up for recognition. She was, and I believe still is, the special advisor to the executive governor of Oyo State on Bureau of Investment Promotions, Public-Private Partnership. That is the Iron Lady that meets virtually all the investors that actually come to Oyo State today, in addition to the team that they have built up in that particular bureau. Distinguished graduates, I can't hear you answer me. Very highly distinguished and lucky graduates. Exemplary lucky graduates. I'd like to, on behalf of His Excellency, welcome you and recognize you too on this, your very special and auspicious occasion. Let me also recognize the ladies and gentlemen of the press here present, the camera crew, and of course the siblings, parents, associates, sponsors of the graduates here present today, who are most considered very lucky in the scheme of things. The managing director, the group managing director of the Odua Investment Company is also recognized, very ably represented by my brother there, with whom we facilitated so many things, particularly in this location, before the EDC came into being. And by the time the EDC came into being, what did the EDC do? All they did was just to absorb the Odua Oyo partnership that was on ground. You can imagine the kind of, I don't want to call them tenant, but at the end of the day, they succeeded in harnessing all the resources that were available in this location prior the advent to Oyo State. Dr. Ajayi, I must congratulate you, and he deserves a round of applause too. Let me especially recognize the MD of Seedvest here present, without whom the graduates here would not receive their checks today. So you are most welcome. I think we've had enough of recognitions before we lose touch of what we are here for. I have been instructed to be present here today by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, who is unavoidably unavailable, but has sent me to actually present his speech, to actually let you know that he meant to be here. And I will plead with you that you give me just about 2.5 minutes to run through this speech. I will spend another 1.5 minutes to share my experience with you on entrepreneurship. So you give me 4 minutes maximum. It therefore affords me sincere pleasure to be part of this historic and most auspicious occasion, commemorating today's inaugural graduation ceremony of the CBN-Entrepreneurship Development Centre, Southwest Zone. Interestingly, the facility is an integral component of the holistic initiative of the strategic partnership that has been forged between the Apex Bank, Oyo State government, and of course the African Leadership Forum, with the intent of ameliorating the entrepreneurial training and the observed capacity deficits in the very fast-growing entrepreneur and SME operators across the southwest geopolitical zone of the country. And therefore, would like to, on behalf of the government and the people of Oyo State, heartily welcome the assemblage of the cream of the eminent personalities who, in spite of their very tight schedules, wouldn't be here, that have chosen to give time to be part of this ceremony. These, no doubt, are very trying and defining moments for our great country, Nigeria, a nation of chicken antecedents whose present situation and predicaments remain nothing but a confounding paradox to watchful observers across the world. Arguably the best economy in Africa, and ranked 6th or so in the world crude oil production, with an abundance of every conceivable natural resources, including arable land, water resources, good weather, mineral deposits, and a large population. The country continues to remain one of the largest geographical concentrations of the poor in the world, with about 70% of our populace living below the international poverty line of $2 per day. But perhaps most worrisome is the demographic distribution of our country's population, which has over 60% of the populace aged between 40 and below, with over 75% of this age range either outrightly unemployed or underemployed, and largely unemployable on the account of is available, other than a very necessary recourse to the mass mobilization of the working age population, especially the unemployed ones, towards the acquisition of life skills and entrepreneurial know-how, which will set them on a path, a very good path of private enterprise and self-reliance. In other words, the solution to poverty in Nigeria today, the solution to what we call the inadequacies that have been spotted by ways of research and findings, will surely be private enterprise and self-reliance. It's against this background that Oyo State government values its partnership with the Central Bank of Nigeria in jointly facilitating the Ibadan-based Entrepreneurship Development Centre, which in our own reckoning is our most necessary ingredient in our efforts at enabling and supporting the development of micro, small and medium enterprises within the state's jurisdiction. In other words, within the Southwest, if you want to expand it beyond Oyo State. In order to encourage graduates of this center and other prospective entrepreneurs willing to promote MSMEs in the productive sectors of our economy, the government has also successfully instituted accessible institutional finance support windows for all lending to beneficiaries at single-digit annualized interest rates and under liberal and affordable security conditions, usually the third-party guarantee scheme that has been mentioned here today. Single-digit interest rates not beyond 9% as prescribed by the Central Bank of Nigeria. It is therefore heart-lifting to note the available MSME support schemes in the state, which actually include the 1 billion MSME Development Fund instituted by the state government in partnership with the Bank of Industry. This came ahead of the 2 billion naira MSME scheme by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which is of course the second one which we mentioned here and we've been actually celebrating today. In furtherance, therefore, of our policy pursuit to leverage on our abundance of arable land and the ecological amenability of the state's climate, government has perfected plans to take full advantage of the state potentials in the agricultural sector, particularly during this fiscal year, to launch a revolutionary program to be known as Oyo State Agricultural Rebirth Program. 1,000 youths as agri entrepreneurs, particularly through our what we call nuclear farm settlements. Working in close partnership with already identified private sector investors and reputable agricultural research institutes, crops and farm produces in which Oyo State has comparative advantage have been identified, and the selected participants will be engaged as smallholder contract outgrowers to service dedicated off-takers under a framework that the government will be rolling out very shortly. Not to look elsewhere for market for the products. In addition to this, is the 10,000 metric ton silos that the government is constructing in the state. At the end of the day, there are going to be 3, one in each of the geo-political zones of the state, in each of the senatorial districts of the state. What we produce will not be left to rot in our farms or in our barns. And most importantly, to encourage what we call value addition, which in fact should be the target of every producer at the end of the day. And I think this deserves a round of applause. At this juncture, I'd like to specifically thank the Governor of the CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, for the opportunities of the partnership that the CBN has extended to the state government in respect of the EDC and the MSME development financing windows. These initiatives are such that are sensitive to the realities and requirements of the current times. I also wish to thank our highly revered Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, and other equally important dignitaries who have made themselves available to emphasize these initiatives. I will not want to end this address without congratulating the graduates of today who are anxiously waiting for their checks. I wish you all more elbow grace. I thank you all for listening to the formal address by the governor, and I wish you the very best of luck in your respective endeavors. And thank you for listening. That was the address of His Excellency. I just want to emphasize something to you all, which was the very first thing mentioned in the address of His Excellency, the former the former president of Nigeria, which is our mindset. An entrepreneur is an organizer, is an innovator, whose age does not becloud his success. I see in our midst today those that are even over 70 years that must have attended and benefited immensely from the services of the EDC located in the Southwest. It knows no bounds. The essential thing we must recognize is the fact that when you are into this venture, or the respective ventures you may want to go into, we learned in the past that there are 3 factors of production. It used to be land, it used to be labor, it also used to be capital. But whoever added entrepreneurship in our days will score an additional point to outwit and outclass and outshine those who will have listed just 3 points. 40 years after, 50 years after, it is dawning on us that entrepreneurship is a vital arm of production and is a vital factor of production, without which you can neither organize, nor coordinate, nor innovate, or make a success of any venture you go into. Further to that is the fact that you are organizing, you are innovating, you are coordinating, you are nesting resources for a particular purpose at the end of the day, to satisfy yourself, to satisfy your curiosity that you are productively engaged. But most importantly, to do what? To make profit. If you make a loss, then you are a failure. It is only when you make profit that you will have succeeded as an entrepreneur. But when you fail, don't be deterred. You want to start, you want to try and try again until you succeed at last. That is the caution you must have. Secondly, whatever your responsibilities are towards your children, your wife or wives as the case may be, your husband, your siblings, you must realize that you can only spend from a percentage of the profit you make. Don't spend from the loan that you have been given. You will only be successful when you have been able to harness all these resources, you have been able to produce something, and you have been able to make sufficient profit from which you can actually aspire to celebrate the death of 20 years ago, the birth of a new baby, marriages, and so on. These are the words of caution I'd like to share with you, and I hope you want to believe and take this away with you today, that for you to succeed, you must be able to harness successfully well. I thank you and I congratulate you. Thank you.
Are you an aspiring or existing business owner and reside in the Southwest? Do you want to become self-employed, or would you like to be trained to set up and grow a new or existing business with various support services? The Central Bank of Nigeria, in partnership with the Oyo State Government and the Africa Leadership Forum, is organizing the Entrepreneurship Development Training to reduce unemployment and assist micro, small and medium-scale businesses. Registration is 5,000 Naira. The training is free. For more information or to register, call 0809-731-4264 or visit the Project Inquiry Desk at Entrepreneurship Development Centre, Samonda, along Songo UI Road, Ibadan. The EDC, molding successful entrepreneurs.